As of today, God has revealed that He is marrying the generations. Disparities based on age and biases are being eliminated, and my people on the earth are experiencing a newfound sense of solidarity. For the purpose of forming the ranks of an unstoppable army by means of my strength and by means of my spirit, I am bringing together the very young and the very old by means of their tribes and by means of their collective, shared spirits. According to God, what I am doing is putting together a newly created and selected demography of spiritual fighters, including fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, so that they might demonstrate the unity of my people and the glory that I have for them. At the same time that the colors of togetherness are being raised, the ensigns of division are being brought down. You are not being herded into a false move. Rather, you are being ushered into the next movement of my spirit and a fresh outpouring of my glory. This is what the Father says to those who are hesitant and doubtful. Some people will first oppose, but the Father says this to those who are cautious and doubtful. I ask you, God, are you prepared? When someone hears the truth for the first time, they almost always immediately respond negatively. It is necessary to abandon the previous paradigm. If you allow yourself to continue to be burdened down by the baggage of the perspectives and opinions of the past, you will never be able to walk on water. In the circumstance that occurred yesterday, I provided you with manna from heaven in order to get you through the difficult situation, but that manna does not remain until morning. The mouthful of worms that was the fresh bread of discovery the day before is now a mouthful of worms. Keep an open mind. Everything should be held loosely. To acquire the mindset of sons and daughters, mothers and fathers in my kingdom, you must first break free from the herd mentality and the group thinking that you have been engaging in. Are you a member of the groups that are willing to work together? The next step is to build your ranks and locate your tribe. Determine who your captains are, and then choose your stance. At this point, the time for conjecture and ambiguity has passed. In order to reach the location where the water of my refreshment flows from the rock that accompanied the congregation through the wilderness, it is time to break up camp and follow the cloud. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, there is a hierarchy inside the realm of darkness, and I have placed everything at your feet as a reward for the victory that the cross has brought about. There is no way that the adversary can exert any kind of authority over you, and he does not have any kind of jurisdiction over you in any aspect of your life. It is imperative that you do not give this circumstance or what you see with your eyes the ability to speak louder than what my word says. I therefore announce that you are the only one who is above, and not below. I have placed you in heavenly realms through your faith in Christ. There is no alternative reality, merely the falsehood that the adversary is spreading. Is it your intention to continue living the lie or to accept the truth? Take a stand, then. Take a risk, then. You should be aware that the only option is to proceed in a victorious manner. It is merely the next step in your absolute dominance over the works of darkness that are arrayed against you that the adversary wants you to see as a chasm of failure. As you go forward in obedience, the ruling spirits and principalities that define the landscape of the world around you will stumble and fall. This will happen because you are stepping forward. I have not called you to walk in empty bravado. Rather, I have simply called you to show up and put your foot forward, expecting my word to not just be true but to be true in your life. I have invited you to join me in this endeavor. In your life and the lives of those around you, the tentacles of spiritual darkness that slither through the gates of power among men are being severed. This is happening as a result of your connection with other people who share your spirit, as well as ones who are militant and have faith. Have you the faith of a lion? It is then that you should locate your people and go out to capture the prey. The only result that will occur is victory, for I will be there to guide your actions. In today's message, the Father says, I have created you in my image. You are a son of God, and you are a child of mine. My name is glorified when you act in the same manner that I would act in your position. Allow your mouth to utter the prayers of people who are aware that the outcome is already certain. This conflict that you are currently engaged in is nothing more than a mop-up operation that is designed to finish what was completed on the cross. Be aware that I do not feel embarrassed to refer to you as my child. Actually, the Son does not feel any shame in referring to you as his brother and sister. In the same way that I was God in Christ when he walked the earth, I am your God also. It is important that you acknowledge this and recognize it as the most fundamental understanding of the spiritual background of your life. Therefore, defeat is not a possibility, that is what the Father says. Even though you are present in the world, you are not a part of it. Even while you are physically present in the world, it will not have any power over you, either internally or externally. In the same way that the inner battle is resolved, the external conquering of the difficulties that life presents will also be accomplished. Cities have been provided to you. The nations have been given to you. In the same way that a road map of inheritance exists, I have created the groundwork for you. Discover your inheritance and take possession of it. I will offer you an answer to the question of where you put your foot. If you put your hand to something, I will be successful at it. I am the wind in your wings and the hastening in your feet until Shiloh comes and all the troops of the enemy are routed in every circumstance you confront. What you pursue, yes, you will overtake, for I am the wind in your wings and the acceleration in your feet. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, I am bringing out new individuals who will lead the kingdom on earth. Your life is being governed by the government that is sitting on my shoulder, and it is beckoning you up to participate in the higher destiny that I have planned for you. In a manner that is utterly supernatural, what was foretold and predicted 25 years ago is now making its way online. By the strength of my right hand, I will now move what man is unable to do and what the institutions of man are unable to successfully impact. I will do this by your obedience and through the obedience of many others who are similar to you. According to God, you should command your ears to hear and your eyes to see on this day. What other people glimpsed through a glass dimly decades ago will now be made imminently evident in a way that is both pronounced and immediate. God encourages you to form a partnership with the paradigm of kingdom living that is constantly altering. I am calling you up to something that is not going to be compatible with what you considered to be piety and spirituality yesterday. As a person who is not a member of the Hall of Power in the land, I want you to be willing to think beyond the concept of being outside the camp. At this point, it is necessary to instill in your mind the mindset of taking the camp of the adversary as a means of initiative and conquest for the kingdom. One day someday, strongholds are now ready to fall into the hands of my men and my women, who will rise up onto the cosmic stage of spiritual conflict and establish the justice of my kingdom and my domain in the world. These strongholds have been relegated by men to the one day someday category. I would like to extend an invitation to you to take this portion, but I assure you that the door will never be left open. Be quick to act. Proceed at this moment. Prepare yourself for success right now and be willing to accept the conquest that is necessary to see it materialize. God announces to you today that this is the time for you to act. No more heart sickness and no more hope that has been postponed. From this day on, I will heal you with the fresh wind of my now. According to God, the present moment is a breeze that is sweeping across your life now. For you, this is a period that is sooner rather than later. All of the chaff of yesterday's thinking and the wounds that you have carried with you for far too long is being blown away by the wind that I am blowing right now. Your heart is now being renewed for the hope that lies before you, even the hope that you are making a conscious effort to recognize that you are walking into this very day. The scar tissues that were caused by previous disappointments are finally beginning to fade away. God tells that you should cross the threshold today. When you transcend the threshold of maybe and possibly in your mind and heart, you will enter the certainties of my promise that I have prepared for you. You are being showered with heavenly treasures, which are being flung open to you and poured out upon you. Your mornings will no longer be filled with dread as you wake up. Now you spring to the challenge of the day, knowing that even when the opponent does his worst, I will do my best, and you will capture the prey and take the spoils of conquering until everything that I have promised is completely realized in your life. Today, God says, I am sending you into an event that will teach you something. I do not wish for you to consume simply the fluids or understandings that you have created for yourself. I want to broaden your understanding of my kingdom and enlarge the extent of your understanding of itself. I want to pour into you from other people so that I can pour out of what is on the inside of you to support and assist those who have no other opportunity to learn. You are my vessel, and I want to pour into you from other people. There are people on this planet who will never learn or experience as much of me as what you represent has the potential to teach them. Make yourself a vessel that is poured out to me, says God, and make yourself a vessel that is receptive to receiving the things that I have for you in the lives of other people. Always keep in mind that the truth is where you find it. There are times when truth is not found in the company of individuals who are nice to you, or in the ranks of those who look like you or believe like you. Put away the preconceptions that have been entrenched in you as a result of familiarity, and open yourself up to experience that sound, even that particular sound that is emanating from my throne on this particular day. Many trumpets can be found in the earth, some of which are in harmony while others are in discord. Not only are there harmonies, but there are exquisite harmonies of my sound that are going forth in the world. These harmonies will only be heard by those individuals who are prepared to emerge from the confines of their own restricted thinking in order to learn about me through whichever vessel I select. Even in this very moment, God urges, sit and learn about me. When it comes to your testimony, the Father states that it is that of a life that is free from suffering. To keep the capacity to feel and be passionate while at the same time being liberated from the agony of being rejected and abhorring oneself. You can put your faith in me to make this happen, not only when eternity is within your reach, but also right now. You should be aware that I am your peace, and that peace is your part, regardless of the upheaval that is occurring around you. I am your own peace, your own solace, and your own tranquility. I am in my person. These are not things that should be accomplished or sought after. Rather, they are things that should be received and blessed. I pray that you would be blessed with the tranquility that I am on this day, says God. Therefore, go from the numbness of spirit in which you have been attempting to conceal yourselves, says God. You are free to experience emotions once more. In that case, you are free to withdraw from any and all controversies that you have created for yourself. You do not have anything to demonstrate or anything to earn. Both acceptance and affection are bestowed upon you. You are here on earth for the sole reason of being loved by me, and that is why you are walking around. This is the task that I have assigned to you, and it is your assignment. You may live 1,000 years and never be able to fully comprehend the breadth and depth of my love because it is so profound and so expansive. The weights of my comfort, my love, and my embrace are rushing over you, and you can feel them crashing over you. On this day, God says, you are to be hugged, and you should be at rest, for I am working on your behalf. Do not allow yourselves to be intimidated, the Father urges today. You are feeling intimidated because you are looking forward to the vision that I am bringing into reality in your life. Because I am a part of you, do not doubt that you are more than capable. It is not a grasshopper that you are, rather, you are a giant conqueror. As a result of the truth of your new birth and the presence of my Spirit within you, you are infused with the strength and creativity necessary to bring about the fulfillment of your deepest heart's desire. There are no longer coping mechanisms. Put an end to putting things off. The man of sin who is on the inside of you, which is referred to as the flesh nature, attempts to defend himself by procrastinating. You must rise up in who you are in me and overcome this contraption that the adversary has devised. According to God, the moment has come for you to retake your area in the world. In order to control and have dominion over all things, I created man, and that includes you. Despite the fact that the odds are stacked against you and the circumstances do not appear to be suitable for moving forward, the time has come. Since an evil generation is looking for a sign, there is no longer any need to wait for a sign from heaven. The time has come to stop waiting for the master plan because I am the master. It is not some hazy secret that has not yet been revealed that you believe will completely transform everything. Rather, it is who I am and what I do in my person. After you have committed to the point where there is no turning back and no going back to what was or what was comfortable to you in the past, you will receive directions for what comes next as well as an expansion of the step. At this very now, I am urging you to step beyond of your comfort zone, and I will not accept a negative response from you, says God. At this moment, the Father instructs us to list our blessings. Identify each of them in turn. In the event that you discover any missing, you will be aware of how and what to pray about. There is no deficiency in your life that can be traced back to me or any plan that I have for you. I am not a God of the absence of something, rather, I am a God of abundance. I, the God of the transfer of riches, am the one who does it. This resource is buried deep within the soil, and it bears your name. The money transfer cannot go anywhere else but into the hands of those who collaborate with me and entrust their fortunes to me in the endeavors of the kingdom. There is no other suitable destination for the wealth transfer. According to God, are you prepared to enter the currents of surplus that are flowing in the earth as they surround you? All of the blessings, power, and authority that were first established in Eden are still present on earth, waiting for the sons of God to lay claim to them by their courageous acts of faith. It is important to keep in mind that my kingdom follows motion. There is more to the situation than simply taking my word for it. The words that I speak as a declaration are essential to your deliverance. Nevertheless, in addition to that, you must also add deeds of faith and follow through with radical obedience. Otherwise, nothing will change. Should you be prepared for a change? The correction should then be made. Due to the fact that I accomplished everything on Calvary, you are not waiting for me to do anything different. To pour out my goodness upon you, even on this very day, the entire bounty of heaven is waiting for the push of your effort to accomplish this. Trust me for the assistance you require, the Father says to you today. According to God, I am a timely support in the circumstance that you are currently in. You will never be left powerless or without the supply of my grace and my miraculous working power, because I am here, and I will never abandon you. What a guy is unable to accomplish to alter the circumstances of your life is of no consequence to me. The time has come for you to perform a miracle. I am not only able to take on the responsibility of working on your behalf, but I am also willing to do so. There is never a time when it is essential for you to convince me of anything. In accordance with the commitments that I have made in my word, my default response is yes and amen. Take a stand on that. Believe in it, for it is my testimony that I have given to you as a source of strength during this time of turmoil. Please come to me in your times of need, because I am always here to assist you. Place all of your worries on me, for I am concerned about you. In the event that there was not a single person in the entire world who was willing or able to come to your assistance, you would still be able to lie down in peace, secure in the knowledge that I am keeping a watchful eye on you at all times, every single day. Take all of your concerns and the things that keep you up at night and turn them over to me. I will take care of yourself. I am with you. Talk to me about it. After you have submitted your petition, you should give your case some rest, because you are not addressing some distant or unsympathetic sovereign. At this time, I will not withhold any good thing from you, because I am a loving Father who gave you the greatest that heaven has to offer 2,000 years ago. The Father has spoken to us today, saying, I am bringing Jezebel down from high places. The enemy's manipulation is being brought to light, and the backroom agreements and covert operations that have been taking place in secret locations are becoming front-page news to the public. It is going to be seen and it is going to be known in this nation that there is a God in the skies whose reign usurps and transcends every authority that man possesses in order to carry out my intentions and execute judgment. The Father says, seek my face, and I will show mercy in a time of judgment, and I will show favor in the hour of shaking. The kingdom that I have enfolded into your heart and soul will be that unshakable strength that you will run into and be safe from. All of those things that are capable of being shaken will shake, but my kingdom will be that strength. God tells you that you are found wherever your attention takes you. If your thoughts are filled with the chaos and turbulence that is occurring in the land, then that will be the guiding force that dictates what happens next in your life. For the same reason that I told Moses to look up and live when he held up the serpent in the wilderness, I want you to do the same. Look, and you will live, declares God. Have faith in me and look to me for guidance. Look to my word, and my word will provide the groundwork for the change that you sense is approaching like a groundswell beneath your feet. Do not be concerned, says God, for you are not a member of the culture that originates from man. Rather, you are a part of the culture that originates from my kingdom, and in the stability of that kingdom, you will be protected, and you will be established. Do not allow your pleasure to be dependent on the thoughts of another person, the Father advises us today. Only do what you are able to with the resources you have, and I will take care of the rest. The only thing that worry and anxiety do is cause tension. They do not improve anything in your life or address a single problem. I want you to embrace the yoke that is easy and the burden that is light, which encompasses everything that I came to teach you and to accomplish on your behalf. This is what I am calling you to do. Despite the fact that this is not what you have been taught from the beginning, you should make it your goal to please your Father by putting aside the religious instruction that only serves to taint your faith and deprive you of the blessing that I have prepared for you on a daily basis. The Father declares, I am a good God, and that being good to you is the essence of what the kingdom is all about. Thank you for my kindness. Take advantage of my love and my favor. Rejoice in the fact that I am always gentle toward you in everything. Although there are people in your immediate vicinity who believe they are aware of the right course of action, you are obligated to present all of your plans and choices before the altar of my indwelling spirit. That is the place where every decision will be finished, and every outcome will be guaranteed, not because you gave in to pressure from without, but rather because you responded to the guidance of my Holy Spirit within you. Are you paying attention? Are you providing a response to the affirmation and approval of my promises? Now is the moment to act. Forget about the outdated ways of thinking. Put an end to useless mentalities. You should make a fresh decision to be a risk-taker, as well as to maintain your flexibility and openness to what I am about to involve in your life. In this day and age, the Father declares, I am showering you with my sudden encounters and my immediate encounters. Dearly beloved, my wind is blowing with full force through the circumstance you are in. The chaff is being blown away by my wind, and it is showing to you, disclosing for you where your priorities should lie, and it is just that item that my blessing is now bursting forth upon. During this new baptism of my Spirit, the tongues of fire that I have prepared for you are coming upon you. There are waves of glory that are washing over you, and these are the baptisms of heaven. We are now in a new day and at a new moment. According to the Father, you are being called to a new walk that comes with a more recent promise. I am, in fact, working on something. When you questioned, Father, what are you doing? I couldn't help but laugh because I was curious about when you would realize what I was doing. Yes, we have made some adjustments, haven't we? In your heart, make it a goal to be in a state of constant cooperation and partnership with me. Take some time to reflect on the concept of co-creator and co-laborer, as it will prove to be true for you in the days to come. Please be aware that the current state of affairs will not continue indefinitely. Let go and give up the familiar and the path that has been traveled many times. In the same way that I do not accept no as a response, I do not want you to accept no in the circumstances that you are currently facing. It is now time for the outpouring to begin, and you do not want to be left behind. Therefore, there is absolutely no time for you to delay. Today is your day of visitation, and the wave is about to begin. This morning, the Father has informed me that the bottom is not going to drop out. Rather, chances are opening up. It is important to shake yourself out of the hypnotic state of stress and fretfulness. You can see through instead of just using your eyes. You are not in danger, rather, you are going through a new phase. To rid yourself of any and all laziness and unwarranted fears, shake yourself. If you were able to see where I am heading you in the next 18 months, you would be a lot more at ease than your fearfulness will allow you to be. Put dread to rest. Defy tension and object to anxiety that has been referred to you. Conditions that are calm and undemanding are not conducive to finding serenity in your life. When it comes to your life, your tranquility is in who I am. There are a lot of opportunities that are opening up in front of you. That is the one and only exception to that rule, and that is the fact that you are not permitted to panic or to flee. It is God's word that if you choose to avoid confrontation, you will cause unnecessary delay. Aware of the fact that this is your now season. Remain vigilant and obedient at all times. During the time when I am leading and directing your every step, you should make it a point to compel yourself to obey fast. There is a place of blessing waiting for you right now. My commitments are unwavering and will not be broken. There is nothing left for you to do. All that is required of you is to take action on the occasion of your faith, believing that I am the fourth man in your fire, and that you are emerging from it without even the odor of smoke on your robes. There is a message from the Father today. Trust me for the outcome. At the same time that I was discovered to be trustworthy in the past, I will be your deliverance today. Take the time to become accustomed to the things that you do not know. The fact that you are unable to recognize the manner in which my promise will be fulfilled does not imply that your response will not materialize. Don't move from the position of obedience. Maintain a familiarity with the process of making decisions that include making sacrifices. The reward that awaits you on the other side of obedience is a reward that cannot be compared to anything else that you give up. God tells you that you are moving forward in new directions in accordance with a new procedure. There is no indication that your perception of divine delay is a reflection of how quickly I am advocating for your defense. Your heart should be filled with patience so that it can do its task completely. Put aside thoughts that are not productive, wondering, and conjecture that is not constructive. Don't try to justify away your good fortune like that. Think of something fresh. You should adopt a new assumption that promises will be fulfilled and that outcomes will be guaranteed in your life. Be conscious of the fact that fresh opportunities and assignments are coming your way. Embrace these things and make an effort to find them. By acting in this manner, you will make yourself and your life more accessible to the full extent of the goodness that I have prepared for you right at this very moment. Know what my will is toward you on this day, says the Father, who is speaking presently. The moment that my message is made known to you, you will be aware of my intention with you. Does my word contain any promises that are relevant to your life? And then I realize that I have not altered my decision. It is suggested by men that I will make a refusal even to the unwavering pledge that I have made. That is a vile lie that was delivered by the father of lies via the mouths of those who do not believe. Avoid using any vulgar language at all. I will get you to safety. I am going to heal you. You will be liberated by me. To the extent that you are concerned, you should acknowledge this as your truth and acknowledge it as the eternal truth of my word. You are in my presence, says God. There is no way that I will ever abandon you. Whenever you come to me in trust, expressing what I say, and matching your actions with the positive promise of my word, I will never reject or deny you. I will never do one of those things. You should not let religious thought, even if it is a serious religious opinion, convince you to change your mind about what I have already written. My word tells you what it says. Then, put your words into action. Assume that you will be expected. Donate in the hope of receiving a return that is 100 times greater. Seeds should be planted in the earth, and you should have trust that a harvest of seeds and fruits will inevitably come into your life.